Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Midrank Madness. This is going to be between Barcode and Korean characters, I think, on Frost. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Barcode. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Korean characters. Possibly... No, it's not Japanese, man. I think that's Korean. We're going to stick with it being Korean. Either way, this was a ZVT sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Midrank Madness. I sent all of those that I received with that subject to my screeners. They went through them, found the very best ones, and sent me a couple of those back, and I will cast those games. All right, so a ZVT for Midrank Madness. I know this is everybody's favorite matchup, so I hope you're excited for this. And let's go ahead and get the Reaper list ready, just in case this is a Reaper expand. Let's do this thing. Reaper list. It's a Reaper list of names. All right, cool. I think we got it here. I think we got this here. Have we done that one already? Crap. I think we've done that one already. All right, I'm ready. We got this one. So what we have here is a hatch first from Korean characters into an extractor into a pool. Both these players know what they are doing. Midrank Madness is a selection of gold, platinum, and diamond level games. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but it is. It is mid-rank. It is not bronze. It is not silver. It is not masters or grandmasters. It's right in the middle there where a lot of people live. That is a Reaper on the way, and this is going to be Steven the Reaper, who's going to run for president in 2016 for the United States of America. I have to say I'd probably vote for Steven before anybody else that's running. I apologize if Hillary or Donald are your particularly favorite candidate, but they are they're not mine. So voting for Steven, or Steven, it's very hard to say. There is a PH at the beginning of that name. I will be doing that. Meanwhile, scouting SCV, not seeing much of anything whatsoever. Overlord not seeing anything either. The SCV should be able to see the Overlord here and deduce where the Zerg player is based on that location. So come on, use it, use your brain. You can do this thing. Going on up the ramp and might not. Oh, does catch a glimpse. Just the barest glimpse. I doubt he was paying attention. I doubt he is. How about this time? No, it doesn't really matter. There's only one other place the Zerg player could be, and it's down here. He's sending another Steven in here anyway. So here comes Steven. Going to try to get him some drone kills, and he might be able to do it. There's only 2 lings here, but they do chase him away temporarily, hopping down, coming back around here. You got to get in there before the queen shows up, Steven. You can't just sit out here outside on the creep. Get your butt in there and kill them. Not your own self. Why did you KDA charge your own self there? I don't know. Get a drone kill. Yes, drone kill for Steven before he dies. A terrible, terrible explodey death. All right, so fine. 1 drone kill. I'll give him a passing grade, maybe. Maybe. Did he scout at all here? Let's see. No real scouting. Didn't kill any lings. I don't know if Steven, I think that really felt like a 33%, which is failing in my school. 3rd base being taken here by Korean characters. Again, I'm surprised no one takes this one first, or 3rd rather. This seems like it's a little bit better, but I guess this high ground harass is super annoying, and there's really no such thing up here. Wait, no such thing over here you have to worry about. Meanwhile, there's a factory on the way. There are lots of Marines on the way. There's a starport being constructed by our friend Barcode, and some speedlings coming on out. This is kind of reminiscent of that game between True and Beastie QT. Actually, I'm not sure if that's posted yet. I will not spoil anything, but this reminds me of that game. We'll just leave it at that. Ling's trying to get through. That is a full wall, though, and that is a bunker. Get out, Lings. Why would you sacrifice all your lives to that bunker? Trying to get inside lift. Clutch lift there. Ling's not quite sure what to do. Running around, scouting, trying to kill maybe a mule. If you're lucky, you'll get a mule, Mr. Zergling. That's for sure. You know what? Maybe you're super lucky. And bam! Gets a mule. Wow! That should not have happened. That absolutely should not have happened. Hey, Hellion, your workers are under attack. Another mule dies. And an SCV? Oh, got distracted. He could have gotten the SCV, but the Ling was distracted by the Hellions, who decided finally to show up and play defense. I guess in fairness, they usually play offense, so expecting them to play D is maybe a little bit too much. Baneling Nest just finished up for our Zerg player. Where is that thing? There's the Baneling Nest. A lair coming up as well, and SCV patrolling back and forth with the Zelnaga Watchtower being held there at the same time. All right, Viking coming out. Double Hellions coming out as well. Overlord scouting the Zelnaga Watchtower. Sees that there is a Leot here, as well as an SCV. Might try to come kill it with some lings, but perhaps not what they're planning on doing. Pneumatized Carapace on the way, +1 ground Carapace on the way for the Zerg player. Barcode is getting a Liberator. Liberator, good unit. Always be sure to get Liberators. A Viking flying around trying to find Overlords to kill. And hey, look! Lucky maneuver, finds one right away, starts shooting it down from the skies. And meanwhile, how's our worker count looking? 42 to 35. Zerg player has a nice healthy lead right now. Getting additional queens. Once that lair pops, we'll just see where the tech takes the Zerg player. Possibly a Spire. Spire would be interesting. Possibly just kind of a Roach Ravager +2/+2 timing thing would also be very good at this level of StarCraft 2. Viking gets a single kill, looking for additional overlords to murder. Did not see this one somehow, or this one. But apparently we'll get there eventually, because that is the crazy waypoint path that this Viking is on. He's just basically going all over Tarnation in a random pattern, it seems. The Lings did manage to take down the SCV. This is a lot of Lings to not do anything with. These could be workers. These could be workers. It's still 48 to 40. The Zerg player is ahead on that count, which is fantastic. Some Hellions moving on in. A Roach Warren in construction 2. Creep spread looking A-okay for the Zerg player. I'm fairly impressed. An APM about 150 currently for a Barcode, and about bouncing up to 250, 270 for both these players. Wow, look at that. That actually took a giant leap when I was watching. Oh, up to 3 now. All right, so these guys are playing fast. They were not playing fast when I first clicked, but now they are. Queen could get an eject out if she really felt like it. Not sure that she does. Meanwhile, here comes some Hellions at the 6-minute mark. Seems a little bit late for these Hellions, but I don't know. There's a few of them. This could actually catch the Zerg player off guard. Oh, Banelings. Banelings do very well against Hellions, as they are light. We can see down here, light mechanical. Just a matter of connecting with them, because they're pretty slow without speed. Although Centrifugal Hooks is very close to completing. I don't know. If the Lings can get a surround, they might be able to do it by themselves, but that's very difficult to do with a Terran player who knows what he's doing, who's holding on to his Hellions very closely. Viking finds himself another Overlord, second one along his path of doom here that he's been following for a couple of minutes now. With his little visor up, he's so awesome. And kill number 2. There it is. Oh, Lings clear out the Hellions, though, and the Banelings do have speed now. Roach is coming up as well. This is very aggressive out of the Zerg player, but I suppose Barcode hasn't been very aggressive on his front. Oh, no, Widow Mines. Widow Mines are good. Oh, trying to get the Overseer. The Viking is going to get the Overseer. Nothing here can shoot up. Viking inadvertently scouts this army, forces them to go back home. That's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. How, I mean, maybe bring a Queen with you? How do you deal with that? Another kill there for the Viking on the way. Overlords are falling left and right for our Zerg player. 56 to 49 workers, though. He's up. He's up, and he has that lead. A +1 missile attack, and we have a Glial Reconstitution upgrade for the speed for the Roaches as well. Spore Crawler on the way, and yes, Combat Shield, 7 minutes in. Stimpak, 7 minutes in. Again, seems late, especially considering there's not a third base for the Terran player, but you know, I mean, I guess he's okay. Army supply 59 to 46. Worker supply 56 to 49. Starting to get those SCVs out 2 at a time. Right on now. Getting some medevacs, getting marauders, getting concussive shell, and +2 infantry weapons. That's pretty good for the 8-minute mark. 4th base for the Zerg player, saying, if you're not going to come kill me, I suppose I'm just going to expand again. Seems like a good plan. I'm not sure why there's only 1 spore here. I don't know why you wouldn't want to defend these bases as well, but apparently not. Here comes a drop with Widow Mines, 3 Widow Mines, and a bunch of Marines trying to sneak their way in. They can probably force a cancel on that unless the Baneling hits our excellent from our Zerg player. And here he comes. He's going to try to drop here. Yes, he's going to try to force that cancel. He gets a drone kill, 2 drone kills. Going right after that, stimming on in. I don't think he can save it. No, there's the cancel. And there's the liftoff, and there's the move into the main base. Good splits, though. Keeping some of the army here, some of the army here. Didn't really need to commit everything down there on the low ground. And now Barcode's trying to find another place to attack. Going to see this one, which seems nice and juicy. Army defending it as best as they can. And yeah, Spore Crawler getting some shots off on that medevac. Might actually kill one there. And yes, does kill a medevac. The other one manages to escape with a few of the units, but well defended overall here by our Korean Zerg player. Again, army just kind of dancing around, not doing much of anything right now. Tunneling Claws and Burrow on the way, so Burrow Roach, something we're going to see quite a bit out of our friend. There's that 3rd base by Barcode on the way. Creep spread kind of stagnant right now. Widow Mine kills the drone, tried to escape. Couldn't quite do it. Where are you, Overseers? There's an Overseer. There's another Spore Crawler coming on up. I like the static defense choice. I do like it. Both of these players, though, not really intent on being super assertive right now. Just waiting for the upgrades, waiting for their army to get really big, and then they'll move out, I guess, is what the plan is. A good line of supply depots. I like this placement. It means that Lings can't run back here very easily. Anyway, maybe they could squish. Could possibly squish right there. I don't know. Viking getting rid of that Overlord. I guess Ravagers are going to try to kill it with Corrosive Bile. Are you still on that path? Still on the path. Might actually get killed by a queen here. Let's see if that happens. Drop up here, though. Gonna drop and heal and then move in for the attack. Viking really wants to kill that Overlord to get a third kill to his name, but the queen stabbing away. Who's gonna win first? Who's gonna get it? Oh, Viking lost its target, and now the Viking will die. Marines, Marauders here at the third base. Overseers just flying overhead saying, hey, what up? Oh, it is a Terran army. Surprise. Crocobile landing and getting a hit on that medevac. Another one would be excellent here, but does not necessary as the medevac is not actually full of anything at the moment. Queen finishes it off. Well defended there indeed by our Zerg player. So it is 182 to 167 total supply. Zerg player looking very strong right now. Has defended the drop attempts by Barcode with little effort, it feels like. I mean, sure, has lost a couple workers here and there. 7 workers killed by Barcode, but it is still 50. Oh, wait. Whoa, Barcode takes the lead, 65 to 54 harvesters. What is going on? Hive on the way. Perhaps Korean characters feels like he is okay on the economic front right now. I don't actually know. All right, so Marines, Marauders. Is there a Marauder in there? Nope. Just, yep, there's a Marauder in there. Moving out across the map while the army's coming on in here. Do they want to do this thing? Crocobiles needed to deal with these Liberators, and nope, big old shot there. Sneaking up back there. Yeah, you can fit behind that. How crazy. All right, so this base is gone, essentially. Everybody's killed. Crocobiles not being used on that Liberator. Army coming from behind to defend that landing here. Big time army as well, but I'm not sure if it's enough tanks on the high ground. Do you want to go up that ramp, Zerg player? I don't know. I don't know if you want to squish up that ramp. There are tanks here. There are Liberators. Crocobiles being landed. Not exactly getting the Liberators themselves. These guys look very strong. He's going to kill this base despite the transfuse. Queen trying to save it. No! Base ends up falling. Full retreat right now for the Zerg player. Not what he wanted to be doing, but a ton of roaches pop out. Whoa, and that scares Terran into picking up and boosting into the main base where he possibly will kill an evolution chamber, but no, there's a lot of roaches down here too. A queen. Queen really should be trying to kill that medevac, and she is. Look. Oh, she gets the medevac. What a pick off by that there, Queen. Barcode decides to leave with the units that he has remaining. Overlord there as well, and Barcode landing quite happily. Healing on up. Medevacs mixed on there as well. And yeah, both players just taking a breath. Corruptor's finally coming out now for the Zerg player. I do like the Corruptor play when you're dealing with a lot of medevacs from your opponent in Terran, which is quite often in my professional opinion. Replanting the third base, and the fourth base is up and running very happily there as well. Did that? It took some shots from a Spore Crawler. I heard that. Didn't actually kill it though. +3 attack on the way at the 12-minute mark. This is some very good upgrading out of the Barcode player. So here it is. Marines with +2/+2. Tanks with no upgrades. Liberators with no upgrades. Seems to be how the pros are playing it. So pretty darn good strategy for Barcode right now. Greater Spire on the way for Zerg player though. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know how effective that can be, to be honest. I've seen Broodlords do well. I've seen them kind of be terrible, depending on what the composition is from the opponent. 175 to 165 total supply, moving up, taking this on like a watchtower. Scanning, moving forward, killing creep tumors, which usually does force an engagement from the Zerg player. Does he want to do this thing? He does. He's pushing on out. He does have +2/+2 himself. Dancing back a little bit as Barcode doesn't want to commit super heavy right now. Crocobiles landing on everything. Explosions. I think those are Overseers that died, unfortunately, because there are Widow Mines mixed in here, aren't there? Are there Widow Mines in this army? Maybe not. Maybe just in the medevacs. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, we do have Barcode sneaking on in. Trying to sneak on in anyway. And, yep. Landing the tanks, getting some shots off. An initial wave of Ravagers just gets obliterated. The rest of the army wasn't quite there. Burrow Roaches not ready for this thing either. Corruptors can't really get in range to actually hit the Liberators, which is bad news. But more and more Corruptors, more Roaches on the way. +3 Ground Carapace coming up. Burrowing the Roaches to heal them up a little bit faster than unburrowing them when it's time to move. Not expanding behind this, maybe a little bit expanding behind this, is the Terran player, because he really has a nice siege and a nice contain set up here. Corruptors really want to kill these Liberators. Can they do it? They get one. Moving on in with everything. Corruptors are taking those down. Crocobiles landing fairly well. Big swell on the bottom side, though, for the Terran player. Actually doing excellent. The tanks are still alive. Temporarily 6 kills, 5 kills. All the medevacs are gone, which greatly weakens the Terran army. It's very darn close right now, but I think the Zerg player might just have it. Tank with 4 kills is exploded. Marauders gone to bam. Resources lost, 14,000 to 13,925. Super even, you guys. Really even game so far. 60 to 41 harvesters. A Korean has been droning up behind all this, which is an excellent, excellent maneuver. Marines, Marauders, and we have some medevacs swooping on out here too. Corrosive Bile. Whoops, Corrosive Bile. Hard to hit those medevacs. Big number of corruptors here. Maybe too many? I mean, those medevacs will die very easily, but this is a fairly small push for the 15-minute mark of this game. Let's see how this works. Taking the high ground. Like I said earlier, it's a very scary place to take a base because of this high ground. Pull the drones. Pull the drones. All right, either way. Roaches come right on in. Corrosive Bile's landing on everything. Medevacs are gone. Tank is gone too. These Marines are not enough. Not enough against this many Marines and this many Roaches and Ravagers. I was going to say, it's not a TVT. It's not Roach versus... not Marine versus Marine here. No stretch of the imagination is that the case. +3 infantry armor coming up. Do we see any tech switches from Barco? Do we see a Ghost Academy, for example? No. I guess it's going to be tanks, liberators, if any ultras do pop out. I suppose morphing these all into Broodlords immediately would be pretty fantastic, as the air forces for the Terran player are pretty bad right now. There are 4 medevacs in the air, and that's it. No Vikings whatsoever. If you could sneak up here with the Corruptors and morph them in before the Terran player realized what was going on, before you could allow him to get a big old Viking army, as he's starting to do now, you might be able to win this game right away. So we'll see if Korean player figures this out, or if it's something that he just kind of holds off on and misses the window for. Another base on the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. 5th base on the way for Korean characters. 5th base already here, I think. Wait, no, 1, 2. That's the 4th. That's the 4th base up north. I don't think Zerg knows about that one. No, hidden bases, man. Hidden bases. Another attempted drop here, just getting absolutely obliterated. This one doing a little bit better. Definitely killing some drones. Whittling down that count and then boosting on out of there, running while the Corruptors are chasing you down. Once that boost wears off, you're not very fast. You are not very fast, and I think 1 volley, okay, 2 volleys is enough to do it. And now you're stranded. Stranded Marines and Marauders without support from a medevac, just not as good. Not as good, I'm going to say, as they otherwise are with the medevac support. Could probably move some of these workers. This is pretty oversaturated. This is also oversaturated. Another base might be great here for the barcode player. Hatch just about to pop there. Tech Labs coming up. Maybe for additional Marauder count. This is a pretty Roach-heavy army. I don't think double pumping or triple pumping Marauders would be considered a miss right here. And there it is. We do have some Broodlords. Not overcommitting with the Broodlords is our Korean player. Definitely not doing that. Keeping some Corruptors out for anti-air. Making sure he does have enough Roaches and Ravagers to deal with stuff that's coming his way. But he definitely wants at least 3, it looks like. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, there it is. There's that third. Oh, then he makes 2 more. Okay, all right. So he owns a lot of Broodlords, and he actually manages to get 202 out of 200 supply using this. So very tricky indeed. So here it is. Here comes the big-time assault. Viking count pretty low right now. Corruptor count definitely higher. With no upgrades, though, and here come the Broodlords. Raining down fire from above. Just wherever they can rain those Broodlords down. Got to get rid of those Vikings pretty darn easily. Pretty early. Come on, get rid of the Vikings. There we go. Vikings are gone. All that's left now are ground units. This base in a huge amount of trouble. Broodlords a little bit unfocused with their attack. The army moving back here really wants to kill this base and feels pretty good about it, but doesn't know about this one up here is the problem. Broodlords, attack, help, assist. What are you doing? Where's your attention? All right, Broodlords now trying to come on in here, but no, Marines right underneath them, absolutely murdering them out of the sky. Oh, man, he left the Broodlords unsupported, and they all got just destroyed right there. Roaches trying to hang on, but it's just so hard against fully upgraded Marines and Marauders here with tank support, +1 attack on those now. Yeah, clears that out. That's a lot of dead stuff. Yeah, 26,000 lost now for the Zerg player versus 21,000. I mean, he feels like he has kept the Terran player on 2 bases, but that's not the case. It is not the case. And these Widow Mines just eternally causing problems. Causing problems for the Zerg player. Finally, do manage to get cleaned up, but the rest of the army shows up here as well. Very, very small with the Zerg army. Ravagers getting morphed on in, desperately trying to make this thing work. There are some medevacs here, and the tanks are setting up in siege mode. Oh, drones, your days are over. Run, run, drones, and they do. Some of them do manage to live, 4 of them or so. Managed to get the heck on out of there, and indeed a hatchery gonna explode here. And take explosions everywhere right now. So what do we have for the Zerg army? We have 20 Roaches and 9 Ravagers. I don't know if it's enough, you guys. I don't know if it's actually enough. Some of these guys are very low on health, but they're getting healed over time. The tank count looks very scary as well. Army supply 97 at 116. Going for it, though. Here comes the Zerg army coming from the top, getting rid of the tanks first. Brilliant play. These tanks, though, still causing issues. I don't know, not sure Korean wants to engage here, but he is dealing with the remainder of these units kind of at the front lines, and then dealing with it there. Corruptor explodes. Viking very happy about that kill. Didn't officially get credit for it, but 2 kills, 12 kills, 8 kills. Tanks, man. Tanks are good in ZVZ. Really good. Yes, they do need support. And look at this, continuing to push in here is Barcode. Can he make this thing happen? Queen coming up, trying to get some stabs off. It gets exploded herself. Another sneaky base by Barcode. Taking that one. Not even bothering to replant here. Just taking another base up here. The Zerg player has no idea exists. No idea exists. Burrow Roaches. Oh, the scan. He saw it. He saw the Burrow Roach. That is bad news. That is super bad news. Can he break this thing? The tanks are just so good. So darn good. No, it is kind of acquiescing. No, he's trying to sneak back around here, get the tanks while they're mostly undefended. 1 tank goes down, 2 tanks go down, 3 tanks go down, and everything gets cleaned up otherwise. Exactly. Get the tanks and you're going to be okay. In most situations, super oversaturated. This base should move it somewhere where you actually have a base. I guess losing this one was kind of a huge problem. This one of mine's still alive with 6 kills, surprisingly. Surprisingly, both players spending their money pretty well right now. 99 to 107 total supply. Idle workers right there. Just, you got to take another base. You are. Okay, taking another base, hoping against hope the Terran player does not come back anytime soon, as that would be problematic in all aspects. All right, so here we go. Marines, tanks, marauders, Vikings in the air, trying to make sure no broodlords catch them by surprise, and also killing overlords is nice. Did he scan this? He scanned that base. Oh, hidden base is no longer hidden. More roaches, more ravagers. Again, I think this is just another case of the Zerg player getting stuck on roach ravager technology and just not making it really work. All right, roaches, ravagers getting shots off on everything. The tanks are dying. They're doing a lot better than I thought here. Some reinforcing units that are actually not on attack move get completely killed there as well. A drone transfer. Drone running out, landing right inside of this mineral line. Can Korean handle this thing? I think he can. Yeah, he has enough army to handle it, especially with the slow unload times. Corrosive Vials landing and getting a medevac. Hey! Gets a medevac with a Corrosive Bile. We don't see that every day. At least not with a fungal first. That base needs to finish so bad for the Zerg player. Terran player looking pretty comfortable, I suppose. 62 to 76 total army supply. We have 28 Marines, 6 Marauders, and 3 Vikings, as well as 7 medevacs. On the offensive, though, now is Korean. Can he get it? Corrosive Biles landing again. Good dodge there. Good dodge from the Terran player. Marines, Marauders holding the ramp, I would say. They're holding it pretty well. In full retreat now is the Korean player, losing a couple of Ravagers there. I mean, just not a great feeling to lose that. Corrosive Bile lands, doesn't hit. Another Ravager getting absolutely murdered there. It's just kind of a Ravager's life right now. A lot of dead Ravagers in this game. 36,000 to 30,000 total resources lost. And again, in favor of the Terran player. He has this base running. The income should definitely favor him. Yeah, not hugely, but by about 600 minerals or so per minute, which can definitely add up over the course of the game, pulling back to a more defensive position. Knows about this base, does not know about this base. This is why you scout, you guys. This is why you consistently scan if you're Terran. This is why you send lings around if you're Zerg. This is why you send observers around if you are Protoss. Everybody has a pretty good way to observe most of the map, as long as they're paying attention to it. I know it takes a lot of APM to do this. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world. As another expand comes up for Korean. Alrighty then. So here we are. Marauders. Not Marauders. They kind of look like Marauders, right? They're tanky. They shoot ground units. They can't shoot up. I mean, it's essentially the Marauder unit of the Zerg army, I'm going to say. Production tab shows nothing for the Terran player. What are you doing? Are you AFK? He was AFK for a second there. That APM was at 0. Now he's making a Thor, a couple of medevacs, 4 Marauders, 5 Marines. You know, all that stuff you can do when you have a nice infrastructure as a Terran player. Oversaturated here, taking another base on up there, immediately getting those mules going. Man, these players are going to mine out this map. This is crazy times. How many more bases are there to take? 2 more? 2 more to take, and every base on this. Well, I guess maybe didn't ever take this one. This was taken at one point, but are you good? Why are you? Look, no. All right, that was sad. Here it is, big time attack. Roaches, Ravagers, Marines, Marauders, Medivacs in the air. Crossbows trying to land and actually getting a couple hits off there. Nice concave suddenly, and suddenly Barcode's forced to pick up and get the heck on out, leaving a few Marines behind as they get absolutely massacred there. Marauders on the way. And yeah, we have Roaches. We've got a lot of stuff. This game is crazy. All right. We need to take stock. 105 to 109 total army supply. 48 to 31 harvesters. As the Zerg player killed, they've both killed about 40 workers, but Zerg's done a better job replacing them, it would seem. Here comes the drop. We have some multiple drops happening here. This is how you need to do this thing. If you're a Terran, drop in multiple places at once. The Zerg army is kind of a giant ball. There was some good splitting earlier from the Korean player, but I'm not sure they can keep it up here into the 25-minute mark of the game. A lot of gas income happening. Good job taking those geysers. I like that one. Did he find out about this base? Nope, he does now. He found out about this base now. And might be a lot of dead SCVs here, actually, because they did not get transferred away. That planetary fortress is going to die. This base is essentially mined out. Not sure how much it matters. A small drop heading on over. This could turn into something of a base race, everyone. Yeah, Orbital Command running for its life. It's not a planetary fortress. That one's not a planetary fortress either. A lot of more dead SCVs. No! No, Barcode, you have to defend this. Where the heck is your army? You have guys in medevacs. Show up, I guess. I guess we're just base racing at this point. All right, so the hive gets taken down pretty easily. This base is going to die as well. The army coming back. Recognizing the important fact that your opponent has 2 SCVs. 2. So, I mean, you can't just let the Terran player kill all your stuff. If you win here, if you can win one of these battles, you might actually just straight up win the game. So we'll see if that's going to happen or not. 26 minutes and 30 seconds into the match here. Main base is getting absolutely decimated and razed right now by the Terran army. Evolution chamber dies. Broodlings try to do some stuff. Not going to happen against fully upgraded bio. Long distance mining drones dying. Short distance mining drones dying. Roaches desperately trying to save their workers. Popping up, getting some shots off. But the stim is coming. The rest of the army is showing up, picking up, boosting out. Marines and Marauders getting rid of the Roach Warren now. Broodlings again trying to assist. I mean, you can't get a... Did they get a kill? No, they don't get a kill. Marine's still alive with 7 total hit points. Good for him. Okay, this is something, pro tip from Falcon Paladin. Land these. There we go. Land these again, because the Zerg army is obviously out of position. It's not in a place to stop this from happening. There is 1 SCV remaining for the Terran players, so... I mean, this might just turn into a straight base race. I know, it feels like Korean player wants to do this thing. You got to get rid of that Banshee, though. Got to get rid of that Banshee somehow and some way. Yep, here it is. This might be your final battle, everybody. Corrosive Biles landing. They do get the Banshee. Thor explodes as well. Units on the left side doing tons of damage. Kind of moving more than he should, I think, is Korean player. But can he win this thing? Ravagers in the back really putting down the damage. Corrosive Biles are landing everywhere that they can. Not great dodges on display either. And the Zerg player does come out ahead. Does manage to kill every single one of the ground units here. But guess what? Reinforcements arriving. Corrosive Bile not hitting much of anything whatsoever. Burrow Roach trying to sneak on up. Trying to find a place. There's the lift. Oh no, but still got in. Still got in. Burrow Roach is coming along that left side. Corrosive Biles landing on that happy little defensive place that Barcode is at. Can he? The Roaches are dying here. I'm not sure this is enough Ravagers to do this thing. 43 to 43 total harvesters. Ravagers running for their lives, trying to get out, but burrowing. And no, there's a missile turret in range, and that's it. GG! GG from Korean characters, and Barcode is victorious in this week's edition of Mid-Rank Madness. Was that early? I mean, it's 22 to 1 workers, but I mean, the Zerg player had exactly 148 minerals, 2 queens, and 22 drones, and that was it. I mean, I guess he could have been mining from here. Where were his workers? They were down here, I suppose. But he just went for one last hurrah. There was enough Marine, enough Marauder remaining to clear it out. 7 kills, 4 kills, 6 kills. These guys are veterans, man. They know what to do. So, and pretty darn good mid-rank madness. I hope you enjoyed it, because I definitely enjoyed casting it. And this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.